Thank you, folks. Thank you for your time this afternoon. I appreciate you showing up to see this. I work for Volar. If you're in the broadcast industry, you've probably heard about Volar. We've been around for 40 years. Let me just get quickly going here. Okay. So at this presentation, like Marty just indicated, we will be presenting Maverick. Maverick is an acronym for multi-channel audio and video remote indication and control. We are in the conference monitoring business, which is different and distinct from test and measurement gear and stuff like that. This product, by the way, just for your awareness, at IBC we had the best of show win. So we were founded in 1983. We're based right here in Silicon Valley. We have a manufacturing facility up here in Hayward, in the East Bay. We manufacture the widest range of broadcast monitoring equipment that goes from IP, compressed, uncompressed signal monitoring. And our products are valued for their reliability, ease of use, and comprehensive features. All our equipment is built right here in the Valley, so all our products carry Made in USA label proudly. We're built right here. So these are, this is just an example of the in-rack gear that you may be familiar with. The new sort of, let's say about 5 years ago now, we've launched a series of monitors that are touch capable, sort of keeping up with the times, and, it eases use of, ease of use. It makes them easy to operate. And so this is an example of the signals that we monitor. So there are 3 dimensions. There's baseband signal monitoring, there's IP-based signal monitoring, and there is a bunch of codecs. For example, Dolby Atmos, in the in-rack form factor, Volar is the only company that builds those, right? So that's an example of the signals that we monitor. What's new? So what we're saying is, we're trying to expand our focus and saying that, hey, can we look at the broadcast monitoring problem instead of only the in-rack monitoring problem, right? We've spent a lot of years doing in-rack monitoring for customers. I think there have been a whole bunch of forums right now across SVG since this morning where the complexity of the fabric has been spoken about and the importance of monitoring, right? So we are one of the few companies that focus ourselves entirely on monitoring. Some of the challenges that are being faced, by sports broadcasters and in general broadcast right now in the world is that sporting events are spread across geographically diverse regions. Signal fabric is heterogeneous. There's always a mix of baseband and IP. Some of it might be compressed. You've got JPEG XS or MPEG, all kinds of signal compression technologies. And very often there is a custody transfer of signals across your network. So you may not be the originator of the signal, you may relay it, or you may be the originator and somebody else relays it. So there is a need to go across fabrics. And so the goal of monitoring in general is, hey, how do I maintain integrity of my signal as it goes across? Did I lose a channel or something like that? And skilled operators are hard to find, and so there's a lot of remote monitoring push that we are all aware of, and one of the ideas behind that is, hey, can we get these sort of difficult to find, highly skilled operators and use them while they're in remote locations? It's not easy to move people around, and so in order to scale, you'd like to have remote monitoring capability. So those are the challenges, and here's our solution to those. So we're calling Maverick your monitoring surface. So the idea here is to present you with a unified, shareable monitoring interface, viewable across partners during live sporting events. Now, just to be clear, and I apologize for this a little, because this is my first presentation at SVG, and I had assumed that this is all about sports, and clearly I'm wrong. There's a whole bunch of people out here who are not sport people who are anyway interested in monitoring. So I apologize for that sort of tilt. Anyway, helps ensure, so what does Maverick do? It helps ensure integrity of signals as they travel across fabric. helps quickly communicate, diagnose, and troubleshoot problems, and it's fully aligned with remote operations, right? And I will tell you how it operates. So what we have is on the left-hand side, you have what are called, what are probes. You've seen our in-rack gear, so that's what in-rack gear looks like. Our in-rack gear now has the added capability of adding probes to them. So we, all our in-rack gear, all is available with slots, option card slots. So you could drop in a piece of hardware that then functions as a probe that connects into the cloud, all right? The presence of that probe does not interfere with the normal operation of the monitor in any way. So you have your monitor the way you had, it does not change. The operator operating the monitor is not aware of the probe sitting in the background, but it allows you to leverage, an investment that you've already made in hardware. If you bought a bunch of monitors from us, you can buy these cards, drop them in, and monitor signals that are coming to that monitor anyway remotely. You can switch signals in and out also without affecting what the operator is seeing on his front panel. And then to complement our in-rack gear, we've also launched recently OpenGear, an OpenGear card. The OpenGear card has IP as well as baseband monitoring. The OpenGear card obviously does not have its own user interface, so it connects directly into Maverick, which is basically a web-based application. The actual cloud application has two major components. One is a stream replicator, and then the other is an alerts database. So you can pre-configure these probes to detect erroneous conditions and fire alerts. You will get those alerts in the database. This is a PostgreSQL database, so it's open source. You can connect into it. You can integrate, your existing tools. The stream replicator is a component that we could deploy either in the cloud or on your network. Most of our customers in the broadcast industry have got contractual obligations with regards to content not leaving their network. And so what we do is we deploy the stream replicator onto their premise, and so their content never leaves. So the system is accessible from anywhere in the world, but unless you're on either a VPN or on the network physically, you will not see the content. You will continue to get the alerts. Right? So that's kind of what this is designed to indicate, and you can view this using just a standard browser. The technologies used are also standard. From the probe to the stream replicator is WebRTC. It's secure WebRTC. And from the stream replicator to the web interface is all WebRTC also. So the stream replicator is designed to scale horizontally, so you can have as many views, as many viewers. Yes, sir. Sorry? No, neither of those. I'll tell you about that separately. Yes, sir. Yes, audio is Opus. Audio is Opus, video is H.264. Okay. So here are the features. We have remote monitoring. Like I just said, you can view video along with 16 channels of audio. You have automated alerting. This sort of helps you do monitor by exception. So sometimes, you have some signal right at the edge of your fabric. There's no operator there. You'd like to get alerted that, hey, something has gone wrong, And typically transmission control rooms, TCRs, are not manned. And so, right at the edge, if there's something that goes wrong at the point of custody transfer, you want an alert. So that's kind of what the alerting does. Integrated conferencing, this system has built-in conferencing, so you can quickly dial in people, operators that are part of the group, and in context, discuss the problem and resolve it. So there's an integrated conferencing channel. The conferencing infrastructure is also something which we could deploy on your premise. So you have a private, secure conferencing backend, and accessible over a standard browser as well as a mobile app. Now, I've described the applications here. So, typically in sporting events, you have, OB vans. And so having the ability to look at what's going on the OB van from the broadcast center is valuable in case something, goes wrong. Conversely, a manager, the truck manager, might do a switch over from primary to backup, and he needs to know that the broadcast center is receiving things properly. So those are some of the use cases. Obviously, we did all of this, and we went to the broadcast industry, and then the first customer that walked in through the door was actually Intuit which is located right here, who are corporate customers. So there is broad applicability of this product across different customer segments. And so you have video meters, video, audio meters, and loudness. And let me just quickly show you, this is accompanied by a mobile app, which is available on the Play Store, App Store, Play Store, and you can download it. If you reach out to me, I can give you credentials so you can play with it. But here you can receive alerts, the alerts that I described, and you could also go here and see a list of probes. So that's what the list of probes looks like. These probes could be, like I said, could be anywhere in the world. It's networked. And so you could pull up one of these probes, when what you get is video with audio. And you can see meters. So this interface looks very similar to the stuff that you see on the monitor in the rack, so the familiarity. And what you're monitoring here, these channels, can be a mix of either baseband or IP. It doesn't matter. It all depends on how you configure the probe. So if you have the signals coming in, you could say 8 channels of 2110 and 8 channels of analog or SDI. So you know what's coming in, what's going out. You have the video. You can have a probe that switches. So these probes have typically multiple video inputs and audio inputs. And so you can create pre-configurations. So you can flip the probe from one configuration to the other just with a button press, and you can monitor everything that's going on from a remote location. So that's kind of what this is. And you get loudness remotely. You can select the cluster for which you'd like to see loudness. So the mobile app comes as part of the whole system, and it's a very simple model. And what we're attempting to do here is, like I said, there were numerous discussions that we saw this morning that discussed the complexity of this transition towards IP. There is no facility that's pure IP. It's all hybrid. It's all mixed. And that poses a lot of challenges in terms of monitoring stuff. And just having a piece of gear in your rack is useful, for sure. I mean, that's how you know the ground truth. But being able to scale it is really what Maverick does. All right? I'm going to turn it over to you for questions.
Hey, Elo from Netflix. Question about the WebRTC transports and WebRTC. That means your video and audio are not in sync, but we can't guarantee sync.
Correct.
So if you're looking at remote, there is no guarantee.
Correct. So that absolutely. And so just a couple of things. We are basically confidence monitoring. So you need to know, hey, do I have a signal or not? And what looks like a meter, is it actual audio or is it just garbage? Now, we do have capabilities on the probe. One of the capabilities that we're working on, not yet rolled out, is to detect AV sync loss. That will happen on the probe. So you'll get an alert. You may not actually see it, but you'll get the alert which says that, hey, you're out of sync here. Right? So that's something which we're working on right now.
Any other questions?
On the mobile app,
Yep.
take one vehicle walk around the stadium is going to be phenomenal.
Right.
Can you see the network?
Yes. So if you have 2110, we're working on that widget. That widget is not rolled out, sorry. But that widget will show you network conditions. Traffic congestion and packet drops, stuff like that. There is a window which will show you. There will be a widget that will show you all of that stuff too. And you could set alerts on that if you'd like. So you can anticipate, hey, the video has not dropped, but it's sync congestion, and it's about to happen. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yeah, so these boxes right now are used across the broadcast industry anyway. So the new generation stuff that we built is being used in production. It's used in playouts. It's used in the MCR. It's used in distribution, and it's also used on trucks already. The boxes are out there. So what we're saying to our customers is, folks, you already have this infrastructure from us. If you buy these cards and plug them in, you're going to be able to monitor all this stuff remotely, and it adds value to your existing investment. Right? And then, like I said, it's been complemented with OpenGear cards. So you can use that form factor.
Let's hear it for them. Let's go.
Thank you.